All right, hello everyone. Hello. Let's see if everything's working correctly. All right, welcome back to the stream. So yeah, as the stream title suggests, I'm going to be working on Gunforged. So this is going to be the first time that I'm opening up Gunforged in quite a few months. So not really much planned for the stream. I'm just going to kind of open it up, update it to 4.3, maybe do some tile map work because there were some new tile map layers that came out in Godot 4.3, mess with some settings, just check out the game, find improvements. I do have some scope cutting and some restructuring I want to do of the game, so I might get into some of that as well today, but yeah. So before I greet you all and get in too deep into it anyway, you may have heard that I lost my job recently, so my only source of income is basically coming from my Udemy courses and my Steam games. So if you are able to and you want to support me, check out my Udemy courses and my Steam games. The link for those are in the description below. Purchasing one of those things will greatly help. And if you can't financially support or don't want to for whatever reason, then watching and liking and subscribing is a great way to support me as well. So, all right, with that spiel out of the way, hello 111 SW111. Hello Light Comic, Kendra, K Clouds. Already got the 2D Survivor course about halfway through. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. So the C# course that I have been working on is finished, and I am just waiting on Udemy to approve the course listing, and then it will be public. So if you're interested in learning how to do C# with Godot, that is coming up very shortly. So be on the lookout for that. All right. With all of that out of the way, let's take a look at Gunforged, I suppose. This project was last edited in Godot 4.2. Opening will change it to Godot 4.3. Go! Come on. Why is there so much space between the messages on the stream? I don't know. Stream messages are always kind of whack. All right, what's going on here? Ooh, it's super laggy for some reason. Ooh, it's super laggy for some reason. Is it just the load game screen that's super laggy? Load game screen. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, so I don't see any errors in the console. Let's build the game and see what happens. What is going on here? Okay. Hello, Rayo Dev. Hello, AnyKey. You're a role model for me in programming. Aw, shucks. Thank you. Hello, Arian. I don't know where the emphasis goes on your name. I'm sorry. So let's see. Tile map is obsolete. Okay, so we got tile map issues. Variable lower name to node. Oh yeah, that's coming from my source generators. Let's see. What changes were made here? So we got the new Gunforged CS proj. We can delete this .old file, and the project.godot is updated. Ooh, there's all kinds of updates. Oh, it looks like these are input updates. Okay. All right, well, let's see if I can remember how to do anything. Well, let's just go ahead and run the game and see what happens. Okay. Okay, looks all right so far. Lots of lag shader compilation. I still have to figure out shader compilation, but... Okay, wave complete. Got a DPS doll. Sacrifice 1 max HP for a passive. Let's see what this does first. All right. Is there sound playing through? Do I have my audio on? I think I do. Maybe I'll just mute that. Or I should put my headphones on. Let's see. Increase health by 1 permanently. Increase movement speed 10%. Create an explosion when the magazine becomes empty. I actually don't hear any sound. So I guess that must be muted for dev reasons. Where would that be? Oh, I think I have a debug helpers. Yeah, let's see what this... Debug helpers. Mute audio. Okay, yeah, I've got like a game setting here. So I have like a custom project setting. So if I scroll all the way down to game here, we got skip menu and mute audio. Okay. I like your programming style. It's very verbose in a good way. Is there a good or semi-good way to switch between C# and GDScript? I don't know exactly what you mean by that question. Do you mean stylistically, or do you mean using C# and GDScript in the same project? Why you decided to go C# on Gunforged? Well, mostly because I knew Gunforged was going to be somewhat of a complex game in terms of all the mechanics that are interacting. Actually, maybe I can find an example of this somewhere. Let me think. Where is it? There is... So like the passive system, for instance, I'm making use of abstract classes. So I've got an abstract player passive class here that has a couple of methods that can be overridden. So we've got like stack added and stack removed. There is one that's called like an affix handler or something, or affix, what is it called? Well, let's see. This extends gun part affix. So let's find where all these references are used. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of references. Rune inventory button. What is all of this stuff? Gun affix manager. Oh, in here, yeah. So this is what I was looking for. So this gun affix manager, so there's a couple of game events that happen in Gunforged. One of these is like bullet creation event, and an entity collision event, bullet last entity hit event, player pre-fire event. And I can hook into all of these events, and there's data that comes along with those events. And what I can do is I can call handle affixes. And what I've done in here is I have basically created a situation where I can tell handle affixes by passing in a function which affix method should be called. So on each affix, we've got things like on player pre-fire, we've got these various events. And so in here, I've got the handle affixes, and I can just pass in these functions that basically return a delegate, and it tells it what to call. And when this func gets called, this get delegate called, we got a handler now that gets called from that delegate, and then I can call the handler with the argument. So it's just, I don't know, that's not super clear. And to explain this thoroughly would probably take like 15 minutes. But basically, the gist of what I'm trying to get at is that this is a somewhat complex pattern that's going on here that would not be as easily accomplished with GDScript. Or at least when I started, this wouldn't have been as easily accomplished. What GDScript has now that GDScript didn't have when I started working on Gunforged is things like callables, things like lambda functions. So I could probably do something like this now with GDScript as of 4.3, but when I started this project, none of those things existed. So this C# actually gives me a lot more flexibility in terms of the software patterns and the designs that I can do for the game in terms of the code. So same project. So do I have any, let's see, do I have any recommendations on a good way to switch between C# and GDScript? I don't really have any good recommendations. I think most people use C# and GDScript interchangeably. Like they'll use C# only for like very for parts of the code that need to be a little bit more efficient, where C# is faster than GDScript. But I don't really see, I think I would just, keep in mind the standard software principles, which is like single responsibility, right? You don't want to be mixing C# and GDScript haphazardly. You want to have a very clear distinction of like, this is the stuff that's handled by C# and this is the stuff that's handled by GDScript. But I haven't personally made a project that makes a ton of use of both. I do have add-ons here that I'm using, and these add-ons are written in GDScript. And so sometimes I have to write stuff like .call, and then I have to pass in the GDScript method name with the variant argument. So that's how you interface between GDScript and C#, but yeah, I don't really know. Opening an old project, every time I do that, I'm reminded that past me is a dummy. Yeah, I'm thinking there's probably going to be a lot of stuff in this Gunforged code base that is going to be very confusing. Because again, it's a very complex game, And I'm just looking through the list of scripts here, and there's like all kinds of stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's easier to make the code extensible, right? GDScript does not have interfaces or abstract classes, and shadowing doesn't even work. So you can't like shadow methods properly in GDScript either. Hello, Milestone. Thanks for the streaming your session where you figured out multiplayer. It's been really interesting and helpful to follow along. Good. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, glad to hear that. My struggles are your struggles. I think I'm tempted to make a multiplayer Udemy course now, but that will have to come after Gunforged and after the game that I want to make after Gunforged. So. Yeah, my opinion is Visual Studio is a bit it's a bit heavy for me. All right, put the headphones on so I can listen to them lo-fi beats. I was using Rider for a while. The big problem with VS Code is I can't see generated code yet. So I have to use Rider if I'm working on my source generators package. All right, I guess I'll just write a commit here, update to 4.3. There's one thing that I want to check here, which is that there's new... Oh, wait. Maybe we'll continue the game for a little bit here. So this UI, I've rewritten this UI probably 4 or 5 times now, and I think I'm going to rewrite it again because it's just completely, just utterly confusing. I don't even know what's going on here. There's no way a player is going to understand what's going on here. So I need to really, like, nail this. I'm so sick of rewriting this screen, but it's not going to be done until it's done. Did I try using Rider? Yes. Yeah, I have Rider. I have a Rider's. Well, I used to have a Rider subscription, but I just have the perpetual license now. Gunforged looks really cool. Hope it does well when you release it. Thank you. Okay, so I don't even know. So I can extract a rune from this part, which is kind of cool. And I've got bullet pierce. But yeah, the problem is like, it's not clear. So I can remove that rune from the left gun. And then for the right gun, I can put... Oh, I don't have any rune slots. Okay. Yeah, so this just needs to be... This just needs to be better. I think something a little bit more traditional, like a little bit more traditional of an inventory screen would probably be better. The problem is that you also get new gun parts here. So I guess that's the problem that I was running into, is that you have the ability to change out runes. So runes are basically just affixes, like the poison rune adds a poison stack to enemies. This rune adds piercing. So I could add that rune if I wanted to. And I don't have any rune slots, but what I could do is I could equip, the shotgun magazine here. So I could equip that. Now I've got 2 rune slots, and now I can put the poison on that one. So add that rune. So this screen is not intuitive at all, and I just need to find a better way to do that. I think I probably honestly need to rethink this whole little metal ingot thing. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I can figure out a way to work it. There's like 2 inventories, right? There's the gun parts inventory. Yeah, I think I could rework this. What do you think, chat? Should we rework this tonight? No. Every time I redo the screen, it's like a 5-hour effort. So it wouldn't get done tonight, but this is definitely one of the pain points of the game right now. I'm just not happy with how this is presented at all. But anyway, so I got some upgrades. Die! Let's go ahead and sacrifice 1 health for... Ooh, Phantom Gun, yes! Phantom Gun is OG gun, look at that. My favorite, probably one of my favorite passives in the game. Oop. I'm almost dead already. Oh yeah, I forgot I started working on this elite system too, where there's like, ooh, that was a big amount of gold. Increases stamina, movement speed, heal 1 health after each wave, but lose the ability to collect health globes. Let's do movement speed. What do I got here? Bone receiver. Let's put it on that one. Equip gun part. Okay. Wait, bone magazine. Capacity. Excuse me. Capacity and range. I don't have any more freaking runes though. All right. The hammer almost matches the lo-fi beat. I use Rider for all Unreal projects, and it was a game changer for me. I wonder how good it is for Godot. No, it's really good. I like Rider a lot. I was pretty much happy using it, but I don't know. There's something about VS Code that I just feel very comfortable with. The reason I was using Rider and not VS Code is because the old VS Code integration, or the old VS Code C# integration, was very slow. It started to get really bogged down with Gunforged, but I guess Microsoft has been developing a new C# integration, which is really snappy and really fast, so that's why I switched back. Just started my Godot journey and came across your channel via the tutorial video on composition. Super useful video, much appreciated for it. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That video popped off. It was like, I just sat down one day, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna record this video. And that's the video that has the most views of any video I've ever made in my life, so. Do you have a project management process and defined spec for MVP? That's a good question. So I have, this is my project management. Oops. This is my project management here. So I've got a Kanban board basically. Do I have a defined process for MVP? No, and that's one of the problems that I need to address. So there's a ton of things in this to-do column that just need to be absolutely just removed. So, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot in here that needs to be done. So I don't know if I should go over this on stream, but there's a bunch of stuff that just needs to be handled here. So like these default status interactions were an idea that I was going to do. So there's different statuses, and the idea was that if you combine, you know, certain statuses, it will cause like a meta status, but I'm probably going to scrap all that. I was going to add controller support, but that's such a difficult thing to get right, and it's like half working and half broken. So controller support is probably getting scrapped. I was going to do like this bookshelf, which contains a codex of like all the weapon parts and statuses that you can get and passives and whatnot. I probably should do that still, because that's a nice, like there still needs to be a feeling of progression in roguelike games. So, you know, having like, well, there's 70 different passives you can get and you've only unlocked 20 of them. I think that would be good. So probably do something like that, but I need to sit down and go through this list and like reprioritize everything and also record everything that still needs to be done. I think I mostly have everything in here that needs to be worked on, but there's a lot of extra stuff as well that I shouldn't necessarily do. I don't even know what this one means. For each character, have Elden Ring-like stats that affect weapons globally. I don't even know what that means, so delete. Full controller support. This one we are going to do. Let's create a new list here, actually. Add a list. We're gonna say back burner. Is that one word or two words? Add list back burner. So I'll keep all the cards that I'm sort of deprioritizing just so I have a record of them, but full controller support is on the back burner. So So yeah, anyway, we don't have to go through this whole list right now, but this is kind of where all my notes are essentially, so. If you only have 2 guns at a time, wait, let's see. What if you show all your guns and have a separate equip button beneath it? Yeah, so that's the thing. The problem is that this screen is so small in terms of resolution. So I actually don't have a lot of screen real estate to work with in order to show both guns. Like just putting 2 of these ingots on the screen immediately takes up like 50% of the screen. So that's the tricky thing that I'm always having trouble with. What if I sketch it out before coding it? That's funny because my friend is a UX designer and he designed a bunch of screens for me and none of them really worked out correctly. Seeing the components you have in the gun currently would be cool, yes. Neozoid, welcome back. Good to see you. That vid is why I'm here, yeah, the composition vid. That's cool. Udemy course allowed me to get a really good feel of Godot, so I'm thankful. Thank you. Thank you, it's Mando. Is it near release? Is my game near release? So the target release date is December. So basically the Udemy C# course that I was working on for a couple of weeks or like a month and a half or something like that, that is currently under review by Udemy. So it's going to be approved shortly. And then the C# course will be out in the wild, available for you all to purchase if you're so inclined. And then from basically now until the end of December, my entire focus is going to be on finishing Gunforged and releasing it. And then after that, I have another game that I want to jump into immediately after. So yeah. There is going to be a period in October though where I'm probably not going to be working as much. I have a surgery coming up, so I will need some recovery time for that. But yes, that's my 100% focus, is getting Gunforged done. It's like having strength and int allows that players have. Oh my gosh. Is that like having strength and int that your player has? It allows them to use all weapons better. Yeah, maybe it was something like that. I don't remember. Is this Obsidian? Yes, it's Obsidian with the Obsidian Kanban community plugin. You can hide all the info and pop-ups. Yeah, I might have to do something like pop-ups for sure. Well, so that's a good point, because the reason I didn't do pop-ups before is because I had it in my mind that I was going to do full controller support, and implementing like tooltips for each of these things is really would have been really cumbersome for controller support. But now that I've ditched controller support, I can probably more realistically do something like tooltips. December 2024 or December, yeah. December. It will be released during a December. No, 2024 for sure. Ooh, this shotgun barrel has extra rune slots. I'm actually going to put it on this one. There we go. I think that the bones of this game are good, though. That's the good news, is that I think that it's basically solid. I just need to put a lot of effort into adding more content and really just streamlining the gameplay and the UI and all that stuff. Part of me is, oh, I died. So part of me is really wishing that I, oh, that's broken. Hello. Part of me is wishing that I made the art even simpler than it is, because it's a very difficult thing to do. Like, this game would be so much easier if it was just like a black and white, like, arcade game, or like not black and white, but just like very simple environments and stuff. Oh well, too late to change that now. What does my errors look like here? P index is out of bounds. What? Child node disappeared while duplicating. Player death animation component. System null reference exception. Okay. We'll handle all those, I suppose. Wait, transition to scene, on retry pressed. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's not get distracted by a random error. What I wanted to check is the snap settings for the rendering. So if I go to... Because apparently there's a bunch of camera jitter fixes that were introduced in this version of Godot, which is 4.3. So I'm interested, rendering 2D, snap 2D transforms to pixels. Okay, that's already enabled, so I don't know why I thought there was like another setting, but there's not a setting in the game camera, is there? Or in the camera generally? No. Okay, well. Also, thank you, It's Mando, for the $1. I forgot to acknowledge that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate that. Very generous. About halfway through your Godot tutorial on Udemy, really appreciate your focus on project architecture. Thank you, Sleep Dep Joel. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're finding it helpful. Okay, so what are we doing? So the other thing that I want to cut is, and maybe this could be a good focus of the stream here because it will help me get acclimated to the code base again, is right now I currently have it so that when you do a run, you do 10 waves, and then after the 10th wave, you get put into the next environment, which is the graveyard. So this is the graveyard arena here. And it's got a little bit of a different, I don't know what you would call it, like a typology or typography. Typography? Yeah. It's got a little bit of a different typography here, where basically the collision shapes in the world are a little bit different compared to the dungeon. So in here, I believe it's basically just these pillars here that have collision shapes so that you can run into them. They're kind of just like obstacles, right? But in the graveyard, there's these obstacles here. And I think wasn't I working on another one? Yeah, I was working on a forest. How good is this forest? Oh, it's terrible. So I guess I was working on a forest as well. Forest environment. So, but this one doesn't, I didn't really put much thought into this one, so. But anyway, right now what happens is you fight through 10 waves of the dungeon, and then you can go to the graveyard. And I don't think it's necessary for that to all be part of one run. I think that instead of trying to tie all of those together and to say, well, you go from the dungeon to the graveyard to the forest or whatever the third environment is, I think it'd probably be better just to do what like roguelites traditionally do, where it's just like you play one map X amount of times or whatever, and then you unlock through defeating the boss or whatever the next map, right? That's how Vampire Survivors works. That's how like Halls of Torment works and things like that. Now, Enter the Gungeon, I think games like Enter the Gungeon are more like, no, you proceed through the environments. Risk of Rain 2 is also like you proceed through the environment. So, you know, it's something that I think would simplify the game greatly if I didn't have to manage the transitions between all these different places and then also maintain like the health scaling and the damage scaling and everything. But I don't know. Hey, Neozoid, thank you. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I'm glad I hope you guys like the C# course, whenever that's available for anyone who's interested in that. Let's go back to I'm just curious to see what's in this board. I'm just not sure where to dive in here. That's the thing. I am not sure where to dive in here. Please more on GDScript course. Yeah, there will be more GDScript courses. I'll have to see what the audience is like for the C# course, because I don't know how many people. I mean, there's kind of a lack of C# resources for Godot, I think. So I'm hoping that that course kind of fills that niche. But if it doesn't do well, then I'll definitely be going back to GDScript. Let me go back into the game here and see what's going on. So I've got like this little hub room here, which is just like a main menu kind of thing. Resume. Give it a little bit of a play test and see if there's anything that comes to mind. Increase health by 1. I want that one for sure. What's in here? Apply 1 stack of bleed on hit. Bleed increases the damage enemies take. I do want to redo this screen too. Equip gun part. Oh, this is just a straight upgrade, so we'll do that, and then we'll also do that. There we go. These outlines are getting cut off for some reason here in these outline shader. Actually, it looks like it's getting squished a little bit. I don't know why that's happening. Okay. Thought there would be more new C# content given the influx of new Unity users. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely... Ooh, a new codex entry. I didn't even know. Wait, did I start working on the special status interactions? Oh, no. Yeah, there's definitely an influx of people into my courses when that Unity debacle happened earlier. Was it earlier this year? I think it was earlier this year. Blood Torrent. Inflict maximum blood stacks on all enemies when taking damage. Creates a larger explosion when oil is applied to a burning enemy. I'll take Zap. I like Zap. Ooh, what's this? Available Rune. Adds 1 shock stack. I don't... Ugh, there's so many decisions I have to make about this game. I can increase my rune slots by attaching this crystal receiver. Add 1 shock stack, sure. What does the shock stack do? How do I, ooh, tab. Adds 1 shock stack to enemies, which periodically calls down a lightning strike. Very well. Nice. So I've got like the zap passive as well as the lightning strike. And I'm already doing tons of damage. Let's see if I can actually beat this this run here. I think there's just a lot of like architectural things I need to do here. Not architectural things, but just like what's the word I'm looking for? They need to make some significant design changes here. Like, I think one of the things I was going to do is you can hold a certain number of runes in your inventory, which are the things that add like those special passives to your guns. You can have a certain amount of runes in your inventory, but then having like a meta progression system that allows you to increase the number of runes you can carry. Oh, let's do... Why is this not combining? Add rune. Add 2 shock stacks, yeah. Banana barrel, moss magazine. Ooh, I could do a moss magazine as well. Get the poison on there too. I could just, no, I'm gonna equip the gun part. Yeah, that's just a little bit confusing. Goodness. Okay. I don't believe this gun scrambler... Yeah, I don't think this works with the new rune system yet. What the gun scrambler does is it just completely randomizes a gun, which is kind of fun, but I don't think it works. You plan to update the platform course for Godot 4? I would like to at some point, yes, but I have to finish Gunforged before I do that. I'm a junior .NET developer, so I'm torn on whether to pursue C# with Godot or GDScript, as you said. More resources for GDScript. Yeah, that's true. Although, you know, the thing about C# with Godot is it's like not radically different, which means that you can definitely follow along with the GDScript tutorial and pretty easily translate that to C#. Working with C# and Godot is more just about like, there are certain little quirks that you have to be aware of. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to just translate over, I think. Create an explosion when the magazine becomes empty. Ooh, let's do Thunderstorm actually again. Yeah, let's do Thunderstorm. What do we got here? This reduces my rune slots. Why is scrolling down not working here? Oh goodness. Okay, so I've got a lot of problems here. Although, let's remove the poison, remove that rune, put the electric rune on there. Let's see. Killing 20 enemies with shock. Yeah, so if I do a shock build, I can really maximize that Thunderstorm passive. Oh, there's a rune. I'm doing a lot of damage. Oof, ow. Nice. Are you doing Bracky's Game Jam? I don't think so. I don't have enough time. I gotta figure this out. I think the Slay the Spire devs did a GDC talk on synergistic design and those sorts of things. Oh, very cool. I might have to check that out. Ooh, Zap. Imaginary Friend, though. Oh, or Thunderstorm. What do I want? I want the Imaginary Friend, but... Zap is also good, but also Thunderstorm. I'm gonna do Thunderstorm. Stack that up some more. Bullet splits when colliding with enemy. I can't scroll this UI, so I need to, I need to add that to the bug list. Let's see. Can't scroll weapon UI. Oops. Bug. Wait, do I not have... Oh, why is it not being... Oh, there it goes, okay. Ooh, I could do 4 rune slots on this one. 5 rune slots on that one. Dang. Let's equip it on that one. And then I have 2 rune slots, so we could do more shock stacks. Ooh, let's do the bullet split. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. So let's add the bullet split and let's add the shock. Yes. Wish I could scroll down, but I can just do this now. Does it work in here? Okay, it works in here. So apply 1 stack of bleed on hit, which just increases the damage enemies take. I can add 2 shock stacks to enemies, which periodically calls down a lightning strike, and bullet splits when colliding with an enemy. So that means that, look at that. Wow. Why is that? Oh, it's shooting 2 bullets at once. Wait a minute. It shoots 2 bullets at once. It has a 7 spread. Wow. So I just get like this spray of bullets on the back end. That's cool. So I can just turn it into like a long-range shotgun blast. Wow. Get away from me. Oh, goodness. Those spider things, I call them spider centaurs, are actually really dangerous. Because they shoot those crosses, those cross bullets there. And they also are just very aggressive about getting up in your face, so it's like very hard to dodge them. Give me all that money. See if we can get to the boss here. So we got Zap Thunderstorm again. Clear nearby bullets on dash. Let's do, might as well do Thunderstorm. It's just getting more and more powerful. I don't think any of these are an upgrade, are they? This one increases the range, but I lose rune slots. Why is that not? Oh, I guess I'll lose that rune because it's currently equipped or associated with. Yeah, so if I put the Moss magazine here, it's got a rune inside of it. So I can extract the rune, put it in my inventory, and then equip it here so I can keep my other runes. So the reason I have the extract rune system is because some of the items or some of the gun parts come with certain runes pre-configured, certain affixes pre-configured. So like the Moss magazine always has poison stack affix on it. And so, but that was like an old iteration of the game before I had the rune system. It was just like the affixes were attached to the gun parts and that's it. There was no separation. I figured it would be more fun if the player was able to take those affixes and put them into their guns according to their own will, right? But now I'm in this awkward situation where, well, I get the Moss magazine and it has a rune, but you want to make sure to extract the rune if you just want to keep it. It's just weird. I just have like a really weird problem here that I don't really necessarily know how to address in the best way, but that's how it goes, I suppose. Now this is an upgrade here for this one. Now I wonder why that's not showing an upgrade icon. But we're going to equip that there. Oh, we're going to do 3 shock stacks. Wait, remove that rune, put another shock stack on it. Yeah, 3 shock stacks. Oh, we're going Shock City. Okay. Nice. Oh. I was distracted by the cat. It's like I'm just learning the mechanics for the first time. Yeah, I haven't played this game in a while, so yeah, recalling everything, which is good because like I have spent a couple of months away from it and I'm looking at it with fresh eyes and I'm seeing a lot of problems, but I'm also seeing a lot of fun. I'm also seeing a lot of fun elements, so I just need to like double down on the fun and remove all the annoying things. Easier said than done, I suppose, but don't know if I like the idea of runes dropping in the level. I guess it's kind of cool because it forces the player to move a little bit. Oh, I'm actually taking quite a bit of damage here. Yeah, I'm gonna die, wow. I have a lot of damage, but I'm still taking a lot of damage as well. Oh, another oh my gosh, I'm gonna have oh, but get down, Mr. President, though. Gain 1 bodyguard that intercepts damage. Oh, man. Do I do the Thunderstorm ×5 where I can kill only 5 enemies with shock? Or do I do the 1 bodyguard that intercepts damage? I'm gonna do that one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Ooh, this one. What is going on here? This increases DPS quite a bit, fire rate quite a bit, capacity quite a bit, and gives me another rune slot. Give me that. So I've got 5 Rune. Oh, that, boom, put the shock affix there. What is this one? 5% chance to throw a shock grenade while shooting. Deals 25% DPS and applies shock status. Well, why not? Let's remove the bleed and let's put that one on. Shock build. Okay. Is it gonna oh, it did trigger off that guy. It's hard to see, but yeah, it did trigger. Wow, this is ridiculous. Okay. Let's see what happens. I've got a bodyguard now, so he's gonna protect me. I wonder if it works. I should probably test it, huh? It would be so hard to see if it's working though, based, like, this is just absolute nonsense. Now the question is 10 waves enough for a good experience, or do I need to extend it to 20 waves? Because I don't want the player to get bored, but I also don't want it to be too quick that it's just not. Oh. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, he took a hit for me. But now I'm almost dead. Oh my gosh. He's back though. He's back. This game is just ridiculous. I'm in way over my head on this. This guy's very tanky. Goodness. I have 151 gold and I've never been given an opportunity to spend it. Let's do Thunderstorm ×5. I don't think any of these are going to be an upgrade for anything. Well, no, I'm not going to do it. All right, wave 9, here we go. Start with 10 as the MVP. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. 10 seems good enough. Yeah, I guess I gotta find the right balance of like being able to construct a ridiculous build. I'm full health now though. Oop, never mind. Ooh, there's, okay, here we go. Drop 10 gold into the well. Passive deft reload. Reload both guns on dash. Nice. Okay, after killing 0, okay, that's a bug. Why, why am I able to get Thunderstorm so many times? Wait, I want to see if I can find that. Thunderstorm.tres, let's see. Yeah, this is obviously not working because there's this max stacks property here, which is supposed to restrict it to only being able to have 3 stacks. So I don't know why that's happening. Player passive resource. Player passive resource. Where is max stacks? Here it is. Let's find all references. This is used in the player passive table manager. If player passive occurrences is greater than or equal to passive resource max stacks and passive resource max stacks is not equal to 0, then initial table items, register passive picked initial table items is equal to filter loot table item. What is this doing? This is filtering the table data, the loot table data where the object ID is not equal. Okay. Update biased loot table. Count tag instances. What does this do? Oh, this is assigning tags to each of the different passives. So I have a biased loot table in here. It's basically designed to make things that work with your build more common. So I'm using this tagging system here with these feature tags where I can add multiple tags to each passive if I needed to. So in theory, what should happen is, like, for this blood golem, if I have blood in my build anywhere, then the blood golem becomes more common. And same for that one. This one doesn't have any feature tags. Actually, not many of them do. This one has oil and fire. Phantom gun doesn't have any. Thunderstorm has lightning. So that's why I was getting more thunderstorm, is because I was doing a lightning build, and each occurrence of a lightning tag in my build increases the chance of picking a lightning related passive. Hello, did some hobby Unity game dev before the drama. Is it difficult to shift into Godot C# development, or is it much more smooth learning curve? Much love. Well, Merrick, you came to the right place, because as we speak, my Godot C# Udemy course is in approval at Udemy right now. So as soon as that gets approved, if you are so inclined, you can purchase that. But to answer your question more directly, it's not that difficult, no. I think the most difficult thing is just learning the Godot idiosyncrasies, and especially like using C# with Godot. I think that that's the big thing. But generally speaking, like, the GDScript is very translatable to C# and vice versa. With C#, you get a couple of additional things, like you can use NuGet packages, you can use link for filtering your data structures and whatnot. And you get also abstract classes, interfaces, that sort of thing. So I would say overall it's not difficult, but if you're so inclined, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I'll be uploading a video to this YouTube channel when my C# course is available for purchase. So if you're looking for a good resource. Okay, so let's finish up this run, and then I'm gonna see if I can get some actual work done here. So this, oh yeah, I was gonna figure out why this thunderstorm thing is not working. So the update bias loot table, so I guess that's not really, it's not really relevant here. Register passive picked. Register passive picked. Player passive occurrences. I wonder if this is always registering as 0. Well, I can actually go to my log. Let's see. So it's not being removed. So I've got some debug messages in here. So I've got max health, max stamina, zap 14. I don't know what this means actually. Logger.debug. Where is this used? Oh, here. So when I call update by its loot table, I'm actually logging the player passive loot table, okay, with the weight that it has. Okay, so what this debug essentially means is these are all items in a weighted table. And so basically the weight changes how likely it is that it's going to be picked. So max health, max stamina, all these things, they have a weight of 1, but you'll notice that the lightning ones like Zap here has a weight of 14 and Thunderstorm has a weight of 14. So these two are incredibly likely to be picked in the table because they have 14 times the weight of any other thing. Now, I think I just got lucky and I started snowballing with the lightning, but that's something to keep an eye on. However, this thunderstorm shouldn't even be in the table anymore because it's supposed to be filtered out. So, and it never got removed, so this log never got removed, which means that this check never passed. This one seems pretty straightforward. It seems like this is like pretty much guaranteed to work with that passive resource, but the problem is that this passive occurrences didn't work. Now, what's interesting is that if I, well, maybe the register passive picked is never being sent for this. On player passive added. So player passive added. Emit player passive added. Let's see where this is being called from. So this is being called in the player passive manager when add passive is called. Passive resource.duplicate. Is that the problem? Dupe ID equals ID. I'm gonna have to add some logging there, I think. Unless there's any errors. There's no errors. There's a bunch of warnings. That is a very interesting issue, which I do not know how to fix at this moment. So we're gonna have to debug that later. That's an upgrade. That also seems to be an upgrade. So I have 5. Okay, so I can just add these runes here. Okay. Oh, the Rat King. Oh, he's got a lot of health. Forgot about that. He also shoots little rat projectiles that wiggle. Ouch. My bodyguard is doing work though. This guy might have a little bit too much health. I'm in a corner. I shouldn't be here. I think I need to give the Rat King some kind of reposition ability. I think that's what he's missing. Ow. Wow, this fight is forever, dude. It's like a WoW boss raid, or a WoW raid boss. Except he's not going to drop any good items. I'm almost dead. I got my get down, Mr. President, though. Okay. Woo! Got the gun scrambler, which doesn't work. Let's take Zap again. And let's see what we've got. I don't think these are really... Well, this is a big DPS upgrade, but I lose a stack, which actually would be fine because I have 2 poison stacks on there. So maybe I will... I'm going to remove this rune just in advance so it doesn't remove anything I don't want it to remove, and I'll equip that one. And yeah, I think that's fine. This actually has more DPS, but it's another rune slot down, so I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's good. So now if I do this, I should be put into the graveyard. What just happened? Okay, anyway. I'm in the graveyard now. There's mushrooms. So yeah, I'm thinking about just making this a standalone map. So like instead of these maps being connected as part of one run, just make them standalone maps that you can play individually. Nice. Get another zap. I don't think I want any of these. That wave number is wrong now too. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta think about these things. Let's see if we can, that main menu needs work too. Goodness, there's a lot of work to do. All right, one thing at a time. Bodyguard, yeah, I got some errors here, okay. Is there a way to filter out the warnings in here? Ooh, I did not mean to click that. I clicked expand all. Clear. Anyway. So let's figure out what's going on with this player passive table manager. So it's not removing the passive resource max stacks. Get passive occurrences, get passive by ID, get children of type player passive where the first passive is passive ID. Okay. Yeah, the worst thing is when you make a big game and the project becomes too big. Yeah. It's definitely getting big. It's going to be even bigger when I add all the content I have planned. Yeah. Let's see. So this thunderstorm here, this for some reason, this thunderstorm.tres is not being adequately given this max stacks property, or just not adequately being player passive, or player passive resource is what I want to look at. So I'm calling duplicate. Maybe the duplicate is not duplicating the max stacks. So I guess what I can do is, in my player passive table manager here, where even is that? Player passive table manager. Am I configuring a wait debug passive resource? What even is that? Debug passive resource. Let's just put 3 thunderstorms in there. What does that do? And then the player passive manager, register passive picked. Add debug passives. Add passive. Emit player passive added. Oh, good. So that's actually good because now I can test it. So player passive table manager. So this player passive manager has a list of debug passive resources that I can add, and it's going to add all of those as passives as if I had added them through the game, which means now I can print this. So I could say gd.print passive resource. Whoops, let's do gd.print s passive resource.id and then player passive occurrences. We might be able to actually fix something. Is there an end wave, or do you have to some form of endless mode? Right now, it's like every 10th wave there's a boss, and so that would be like an end wave, basically. Thunderstorm 1. current passive node increment occurrences. So wait, if I go to my remote scene tree, main entities, player, passive manager, thunderstorm passive. So I've got one thunderstorm passive here, and it's not incrementing the passives. Yo fam, we're gonna print yo fam in there. Is there a way to... Goodness, I need to like go through all this and rework some of this stuff. Doesn't help that it takes forever to start up the project as well. So I've got... So Thunderstorm 1, yo fam. Oh, there's a huge bug here. How did this bug go unnoticed for so long? So it's being incremented, the number of passive occurrences are being incremented, but it's not then emitting that player passive added. Increment occurrences, what's going on in here? Occurrences incremented. What is preventing me from just emitting? Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Add passive. This needs to be called regardless of whether this happens here or this happens here. So I think the proper way to do this, instead of an early return in here, we need to do an else and do this. And then we can emit. This comment goes up here. Okay, that must have been a long-standing issue because there was no way that was working correctly, even ever. So now what I should see, so if I actually go to my log and I scroll down here. Okay, so when I run the game next, I should see something like removing thunderstorm because I will have had 3 thunderstorms. That's a big issue. That's a big issue. Why was that even there? Unit test. Oh my gosh. If you want this game to be in development indefinitely, then ask me to do unit tests. Okay, let's see. Thunderstorm 1, 2, 3. All right, that looks promising. And let's go to our log now. And we should see something like removing thunderstorm passive. Yeah, here. Removed passive thunderstorm from passive loot table occurred 3 out of max stacks 3. There we go. Look at that. Already fixed an issue. Let's get rid of these prints, though. I don't want those prints. Wait. Why is my delete key not working? Okay. Debug passive resources needs to be reverted. Oh, goodness. I don't know what all these changes are. I'm assuming Godot 4.3 knows what it's doing, so we're just going to YOLO this. Fix passive stacking bug. All right, we already fixed something. So the next thing that I want to do is maybe implement some kind of level selection. I kind of like I don't know why. Where's my level selection or my level swapping code here? Let's just undo this level stuff or redo it. Arena enemy manager, what does this do? Enemy health scaling, okay. So we've got a scale curve for enemy health. Arena loot manager. I do not know what that does. Base room. So this is like the base of my different rooms here. Wave manager, we've got time curve, enemy count curve. Okay. Post wave pickup collector component. Well, I think I know what that does. Wave rewards manager. So we've got hub. Why is the hub arena a different thing than the hub itself? Why is the graveyard arena and the graveyard den? What is going on? So I guess this makes sense. I've got my wave manager, my wave rewards manager. That's all part of the graveyard den here. And then the arena is just the tiles. Okay. I guess that makes sense. So this is like the overall configuration of it. And I've got all my enemy types here. I wouldn't lie to you if I said I wasn't tempted to just like dramatically simplify so many things. Even the art, I'm like, ooh, I should dramatically simplify the art. But I don't think I can do that. I've already marketed it in this kind of style, so we have to stick with that. But yeah, let's see. So we got the dungeon arena, dungeon den. So it just looks like the den. I don't know why I called it den. Is kind of like where all the configuration sits, and then the arena is the actual tile map and stuff. Bug particles. I have bugs here. Oh yeah, that's like a little bug right there. Okay. Interesting. So I've got the forest arena here that I started working on. We don't have to worry about that. What I'm trying to figure out is where is the, I think it's called like den switcher component. Room switcher component, okay. So the room switcher component, where is that used? Can I find owners? Show in file system, view owners. It's owned by main. So main, what is going on? Yeah, when did I write this? Seeing the sheer volume of nodes / scripts in your game is really intimidating. Yeah, you're telling me. Look at this. Look at all these components here. Like, these are all scenes here, and then I've got all these. Yeah, it's crazy. I've even got more stuff in here. Look at all these guns. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. It's probably it's definitely my biggest project, I think. But let's see, how are we going to actually handle these rooms? So we've got the room switcher component. I don't think So one of my favorite ways to go about refactoring something is instead of trying to figure out how to like reorient and re-architect everything, one of my favorite things to do is just to delete the component that I know that I don't want. So I will just go to this room switcher component, for instance. I don't want this anymore. I know that I don't want this anymore, so I'm going to delete that. And then I'm also going to delete the script. And then I'm going to let the game break. And then I'll go and patch up everything that gets broken. So if I build this now, probably going to end up with a lot of issues. So in here, in main, we've got this room switcher component, so I'll get rid of that. And that's probably going to create a couple of errors. So on ready, if options manager is tutorial, we're switching. We don't need to do the on room switched. Switch component hub room. So that's interesting. It loads the hub room as part of the main in here. which I suppose is fine. Oh, it's actually not fine. So the hub is going to have to be its own thing. But we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. On hub, room lever pressed, room switcher component, increment room. So this is actually going to need to change. Probably need some kind of UI here for handling that. So I probably want to actually create a hub room that doesn't have this passive table manager, that doesn't have this random encounter handler. I mean, actually, maybe it doesn't really matter. What was the room switcher doing? Was it reinstantiating a version of main, or was it just replacing? Let's see, what happens when switch to room? So when switch to room was called, it was removing the player from the tree. It was removing all the entities from the entities layer on main, the entities node on main. It was, oh, I see. It was removing all of the level related stuff and then reinstantiating it. Okay. So yeah, let's re-architect all this here. So I think the hub room needs to become its own little thing, and I actually don't think... I mean, yeah, I guess this makes sense because... No, it doesn't make sense. This made sense when I wanted the player passive table manager to carry over to all the different rooms, but now that I'm kind of switching it to be that you play one level at a time and you do all that, and then you can choose the later levels as you unlock them. I think that each level can be its own little main thing. So I actually don't... So what I can do is I can actually dramatically simplify this. Does this extend some kind of base level? No, it's just main. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I think what I'll do is, oh goodness, there's so much. Okay, we'll do one thing at a time. Room switcher component, get room switcher. Don't need that. Don't need this anymore. Health wave regen passive. I don't need that anymore either. Yeah, so this is going to dramatically simplify things. Advance. I don't need this anymore. I forgot I have a debug menu. I wrote a whole debug menu for myself. Wave UI. We don't need this. Yeah, we don't need that. Wait a minute. Wave manager, wave UI. Let's rewrite this. Callable.from connect to wave manager dot call deferred. Cool. Okay. And then, so that's good. So now what I need to do is in the main, I need to make it so that it loads whatever the actively selected level I want to load is. So my room switcher component that I deleted, switch to room with transition. Oh, I see. Switch to room. Yeah, I think it's just going to be... So the main should just be the hub room. So I wonder if I should... I've got a base room here, which I believe is being used by, like, the graveyard. Are all the different arenas here? Yeah, so that's a base room. Okay, so I could... The question is, do I want to use inherited scenes for this main too? Because what I want to do is essentially just room, instantiate child scene hub. So I got something like that. Where's my hub center position here? So if I just play this game now, it should basically work. I just won't be able to do anything. Oh, failed to build project. Room switcher component does not exist in the current context. So this needs to become max waves now. Max waves. Get rid of that. So I don't even need this line. We are going to radically simplify this game. So that way it can finally be released. We're going to streamline it. We're going to lean into the fun. We're not going to do anything beyond what's required for those things. Okay, well that was interesting. Why in the world am I spawning in the wall now? So was there some kind of thing where I'm probably in the room switcher, right? Room, get first node of type, base room, center position, player dot. Okay, yeah, so this, I need that line. I don't like how this is shaping up, but I'm gonna clean all that up in a little bit. Can I just do it in here? Player.global position equals room, get first node of type. So how did it have a reference to room? Room equals room. Oh, it was instantiating it before. So I just need to actually get a reference to where? This room's here. So I basically just need to get... This is a base room? No, it's not. What in the world? This is ridiculous. Callable from transfer entities. I don't know what half of this code is doing. Hey, let's see. Hey, Brekek. What are my main goals with Gunforged? So right now, refactoring, restructuring, basically going to spend the next couple weeks just like streamlining it, fixing up the UI, getting it really down to its core fun parts. And then once I feel good about the game, when it's in that state, then I'm just going to build out content until it's ready for release. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I think that the bones of the game are good. I think it's pretty fun when all of the builds and stuff are coming together, but I just need to like really make that smooth and simplify a lot of the way the game is working. And once I've done that, then I think it's going to be all right. So yeah, current goal is that simplification, cutting things out. Did you do playtests to help make decisions like this, level selection instead of auto swapping at wave 10? No, I mean, the closest thing I have is like the demo feedback that's on Steam. Yeah, I don't think auto swapping is necessary. I kind of wanted to make it feel like a progression of things. Like the original idea was, I think the reason I called them dens is because the idea is like you're a monster hunter and you go into the dens of all these creatures, and like the idea was that it would get progressively darker and harder, but it just doesn't. I never really executed on that vision, and it just feels kind of disjointed, and so might as well just make it more arcadey and just have like a level select, right? I mean, that's just gonna it makes the code a lot simpler. It gives me something that I can do that like gives the player something to unlock, right? So I still have to do like meta progression for the roguelike aspect of it. So being able to have a situation where, you know, you have to beat the dungeon level before you can access the graveyard level, I think is a good thing to give players something to work towards. And so, yeah. Hey, Rune. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad to be back on Gunforged. Keep it simple, stupid. Yep. I think that's right. So, player, I need to find a way to get the room now. I am really not liking how complex this is. Ooh, sorry. I'm tired today. Now I'm kind of debating, like, I have this graveyard den. Why don't I just put all of these items in here? I don't know. Why am I not doing that? I'm gonna go to my remote scene tree here. Main, rooms. Navigation, spawn areas, entities, tile map. I'm very tempted to just restructure basically all of this. Like, I don't really see a reason why this needs to be like this, when I could just do something like in my main, I could just delete this and instantiate that hub arena directly. And then add the entities to that layer, or... Yeah, I don't know why I'm not doing that. Some kind of convoluted thing that's happening here. Because then I got entities here. main.entities is referenced quite a few places. So I guess I'm not going to focus on that yet. That'll be the next subject of my focus. Let's just get the player spawning in the correct position first. So the problem is this base room is, it's got a center position, but I have no way of getting the center position. So center position here. So I'm just going to do something very hacky here. Add to group, name of base room. To do make better. And then in here, var room is equal to get tree.get first node in group base room, name of base room. Okay, let's see if that works. Failed to unload assemblies. Doesn't sound good. Do I need to restart Godot? Let's see. Let's try again. Okay, so that's still not working. Why isn't that working? Oh. Because this is not right. Room.center position. Okay, that ought to work. I just forgot to update the rest of that statement. Okay, so that works. So now we need to make this work because it doesn't do anything. So the lever still works, but now we need to make it actually switch. So this is where the trickiness is going to come in. So maybe what I'll do here is, the question is, do I want to make this main? Do I want to make it an inherited scene so that each sort of room has its own main here? I think I probably do. It's going to delete and reconstruct all these things, but I think that's probably fine. I think that's going to be the cleanest thing to do at this point. So what I'm going to do is delete the hub room here. Let's go ahead and do a new inherited scene. We've got main here. So let's do environment level. Got hub and hub arena. Okay, wait, what was I doing? New inherited scene. I want to inherit main. Save this as hub level. In game object, nope, in level, environment level. I will refactor or resituate these things later, but let's just go ahead and add the hub here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is the hub, now it has a script that handles this lever. And so the hub room needs to have some kind of export private packed scene. Let's just do dungeon level scene. And then we'll also add the graveyard level scene. Okay, perfect. And then in the graveyard level scene, well, let's build this first. Okay, and then in the hub arena here, we are going to add that dungeon level scene. So quick load. Oh wait, I have to actually do a new inherited scene now. So new inherited scene, main. We're gonna instantiate the dungeon den. Just a dumb name. Dungeon den into that main, and then we're gonna save that in environment, level, and I think I saved, yeah, let's just call it dungeon level here. Dungeon level. Let's go to the hub arena here. Quick load dungeon level. Put that in there. Okay, now when we interact with the lever here, we're emitting that lever pressed. Now, where is that actually being listened to? On room switched. If this got... Okay, so this is not even doing anything anymore. So we'll just get rid of those because they don't do anything. And I guess I'll just put that right on the hub directly, right? So hub room, on lever interacted. We don't really need this signal anymore, so we'll get rid of that. Await to signal teleport beam impacted. Then I probably want to borrow some of that code that I deleted here. So switch to room with transition. Let's just copy that couple of lines there. Await screen transition manager. Let's just go ahead and import that. And what was in switch to room? Oh, it's all this. Wait, I actually don't need to do that. I don't need any of that. So this can just become, wait, I can just do transition to scene, string scene path. Oh. Well, I'll just do this manually then. Get tree dot change scene to packed dungeon level scene. Well, let's see if that works. Nice to see Gunforged. Thank you, Samurai. Ooh, that did not work. That did not work. Object reference not set to an instance of object. Oh, right. Right, because I am not loading the hub level now. So wherever main is being loaded, main.tscn, on retry pressed, load game screen. Well, this has to just change anyway, so let's just change this to hub level. Let's change this to hub level. Oh, this path is wrong, actually. This is scenes. Right. I should probably change this just magic string everywhere too. Okay, now let's try it. Let's give it a try. Why is it still breaking? Oh, is it not breaking? Okay, it's just very buggy, very laggy. Okay, moment of truth. Didn't work. Can't change to a null scene. Are you kidding me? Hub level, hub arena. Oh, the dungeon level scene is empty here. Interesting, okay. So I just reset it there. Okay, now it should work. Okay. Now we're in the game and it should more or less work. So that's great. Cool, making progress, making progress. So I think it's a good step forward. So let's see, room switcher component. It used to have this room switched signal, but I don't think that that's being used anymore anywhere. It shouldn't anyway. On room switched, connect wave manager. We don't need that anymore. Okay, I think that was a good call. Game looks awesome so far, Firebelly. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so the next thing, let's see if I can, for that dungeon, let's see if I can simplify that pretty well. So I'm gonna stage those changes. Actually, I might as well remove room switcher component. Might as well just go and commit that directly. And then let's see if I can simplify this hub now. So instead of, what am I trying to do? There we go. So instead of loading this hub here, it's mostly a problem with the dungeon because I've got these arena enemy manager and everything. Base room, dungeon, arena. Yeah, so I'm going to copy all these. I'm going to go into the dungeon arena here. And I'm going to paste these things as children. And then this base room can be this now. And now that I've done that, instead of loading the dungeon den in my dungeon level, what I can do is I can just go ahead and straight up load the dungeon arena, which now has everything directly on it, which is going to hopefully greatly simplify things. And then I also want to maybe just use this entities layer here now instead of having a duplicate entities in the main. Although maybe that would be a little bit tricky. Telegraph, floor, entities. Are all of these things Y sorted? Entities is Y sorted. I don't know how this is working. This is very strange. Whoever made this is just out of their mind. Oh, you know what? I think I must have gotten rid of... No, Y sorting still works. How in the world is that Y sorting working? I have no clue how that Y sorting is working. In any case, this appears to still be working because I moved all those components. So that's good. I might have to scrap the elite system too. I have to think about that. I want to see, let's see if I can figure out how to get the room entities layer being used instead of the main. So main, so I'm calling entities here. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that's gonna... I mean, I'm gonna have to do some kind of shenanigans either way. Unless the player doesn't really need to be... Well, anyway, let's see where this is all used. Okay, so this is calling get entities, yeah. Add child, add child. So get main, get main. So I think what I'll do to just simplify this. Wait a minute. Oh, I am already adding it to the group. Okay. Never mind. This base room is already being added to the group here, so that's fine. So wait. So my main entities, I can just do this instead. I can return... This is probably not good, but I can do... Let's make this public. We're going to add the entities directly to the... We're not going to transfer entities anymore. Get out of here. We're not doing this anymore. This is a simplification operation. So for main, we'll do this.getRoom entities. We'll just return that for now. It's not the best. I should replace all the code in other places, but that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is, in my ready method here, this player, I'm going to change the player global position. Then we're going to do... I guess I don't even need in main here anymore. I don't even need this entities layer anymore, so I'll just get rid of that. Move the player to the bottom. I'll just have a player reference in there somewhere. I'm probably going to want to change that in the future, but now what I can do is I can get player. That's fine. I can do this. Remove child player entities.addChild player. Okay, so now we're not going to transfer any entities anymore. Let's see if that works. Hello, Lucas. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. I see some curve exports there. Have you been using them for custom easing for tweens? No, that's a good question. I've been using curve textures for scaling, so like health scaling and everything. So my curve textures basically determine how fast the enemy health ramps up. And it also is for like wave timers and stuff like that, so that's what I'm using it for. In your Udemy courses at GDScript, yes, the 2 Udemy courses that are available right now are in GDScript. My new course that's going to be coming out at some point this week is going to be in C#. So property indexer on base room.entities. Oh, I don't want that. I do not want those source generators trying to assign the node to that. Oh, it's still the same. Why is this not working? Did I not have it that way in main? Node, entities, get private set. So my source generators are bugging out here for some reason. Get private set, base room, public node entities, get private set. Why is that not working? Cannot be used in this context because the set accessor is inaccessible. Oh, in hub room. Oh, I need to make it protected? I think I need to make it protected set. Right, because hub room, right, it also has that scene marker to it. Okay, so I need to make that protected. All right, makes sense. Sweet. All right, let's go. Oh, I am not in the entities layer for some reason. Let's go to the remote tab here. Rooms, hub, hub arena. Oh, I don't think the entities is Y sorted in here. Okay, I think I need to change that. So let's go to base room. Entities here, ordering Y sort enabled. Okay, now the shadows are wrong. So I guess I'm starting to see why I split these up. So I basically need like a floor inside of the rooms as well. Wait, shadow back buffer. I see. So the shadow back buffer and the telegraph floor bullets and foreground, that probably also needs to be moved to the rooms if I move all the entities to the rooms. Okay. So maybe that's why I don't want to move all the entities to the rooms. Although it doesn't... I guess it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would hurt to move everything over. So like the floor layer and the shadow layer, the shadow back buffer. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Let's see. Shadow back buffer. Where is this red? Find all references. Oh, it's literally not used anywhere. Shadow back buffer. Shadows. So my shadow component, get shadow back buffer. Yeah, so I can move the shadow back buffer without a problem to the base room. So that could be under the entities, am I right? So my main here, I need to close a bunch of these. So my main, let's move that shadow back buffer to in here, and we'll put it underneath entities. So that should start working now, just basically right out of the box. The telegraph might be the same thing. So let's remove this shadow back buffer because that doesn't need anything. Telegraph, I think, probably looks the same. So, oh, interesting. Wait a minute. Oh no, I do have it referenced elsewhere. Okay, well, I'm just gonna move this then over into my base room. And we're gonna make this public as well. It's very hacky. This is kind of the things you have to do though if you're refactoring. Kind of just need to get things working. And in here, the telegraph, we're just gonna return this .get room .telegraph. Let's write a to-do here. So there's a telegraph there. Floor, what does this do? Floor, probably the same thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So we got floor, bullets, and foreground, and telegraph. Animation player. I don't know what this animation player does. Oh, it just plays this continually. Okay, I got it. So let's grab this and all these, bloop, and we're gonna put those over into the base room. And I think probably want to put those there. Telegraph, floor, was that the right order? I think it was, right? Telegraph, floor, yeah, that sounds right. Spawn areas, navigation. I'm gonna put the spawn areas and navigation there. Shadow back buffer, entities, telegraph, floor, bullets, foreground. And now all of these things need to be changed. So copy this, paste this in the base room. Go up. Okay, Random encounter handler, that's fine. I need floor and foreground. These need to be protected. And then get rid of those. Okay, simplification is in progress here. How do you make it where you can switch guns? How did I make it? How did I make it? I think, let's see, player. Can I open up the player script and find it? Swap, switch gun, gun left. Where am I doing that? Player gun manager, maybe? Reload gun, swap gun. Is there like a swap gun in here? Swap weapons, here we go. So essentially, yeah, I'm basically just maintaining both guns at the same time and just putting them on different parts of the player tree when swapping them. So if I look at my player, this is my player scene. And under the visuals section, I've got the gun root, which is the gun that you're aiming with. But then I also have the stored gun root, which is like on the player's back. And so that's where the non-weapon that's in use goes. And I'm just basically manipulating the tree based on what my input is. So if I'm right-clicking, I use one gun, and if I'm left-clicking, I use another gun. Player could probably be simplified as well. But we're going to do one thing at a time. So now this has been dramatically simplified, and I could potentially even get away with not even adding this to the rooms. I could probably just... well, let's not get ahead of myself. So I got the base room. Now let's go see what the hub room looks like. Or a hub level. Okay. Hub arena. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't even need... Let's get rid of this. And let's put the hub arena in there. This looks like it has been messed up a little bit, so let's just go ahead and move some things around. Okay, that looks good. What about the dungeon arena? Bug particles. Yeah, that looks fine. These need to be moved down though. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I need to figure out where that's... Or maybe that's fine, actually. Okay, that seems to be working. So that has been dramatically simplified. I have to do the same for the graveyard now. But the interesting thing about this is I should be able to... If I go to my dungeon level now, I should be able to just straight up run this. And it should work. Yeah. Sweet. So let's do the same thing for the graveyard. So I'm going to take all these nodes here, go to my graveyard arena, paste those in there, change the wave manager base room to the root here, and then move all these things to the end. Cool. And so now what I should be able to do is I should be able to go to scene, new inherited scene. We want to inherit from main here. And we want to save this in environment level, graveyard level. And we're going to instantiate that graveyard arena in there. And now if I run this, that should just start working. Yeah, look at that. Sweet. Okay, with all that in place, now I can delete a bunch of stuff. So I can go to my hub, den, let's say. Get rid of the graveyard den. I don't need that. Get rid of the dungeon den. I don't need that. Where's my hub? I don't need this. Cool. All right. So then let's look for my main here. Might want to rename this. So let's rename this to call it base level. Let's rename this to base level. Okay. So this needs to be moved. How do I move it? You may have already mentioned, when does the C# course go live? That goes live hopefully within the next couple days. I'm waiting on Udemy to approve my course listing, so should be soon, hopefully. So scenes, oh my gosh. Base level should go into environment. Environment base level, and then same for that script. So, well, I gotta move the script through that too. Base level goes into environment, then it goes into level. Okay, and then I'll go to base level here. This needs to be called base level. Ooh, is that gonna cause problems? Rename that to get base level. Environment level, so now I can do move the dungeon level into the dungeon folder there. Move the hub level into the hub there. And move the graveyard level into the graveyard there. And let's see if it all works. Starting from, oh, I gotta change those paths, huh? Whoops. Hub level, this is gonna be called hub. I gotta change these so they're not magic strings anymore, but that's fine. All right. Do you prefer C# over GDScript, or is it whatever? Well, I used to. I will say I'm taking a liking to like the newest iterations of GDScript quite a bit. I had a blast doing GDScript with globins and adding multiplayer with that and everything. So yeah, I think GDScript is like, it's basically to the point, or at least it's almost to the point where I would use it for a full scale game. Just because it's like, it's super easy to use and there's typing now with it, which is great. I just need to have typing, like typing helps so much. But there are a lot of things in C# that I like abstract classes and whatnot. You can do some really interesting things. Of course, link is also really good with C#, so you can handle large amounts of data. Okay. So let's commit all that. I don't know where all of these changes came from. Oh, it's just mostly refactoring and everything. Okay. All right, so refactoring levels. Let's commit that. Okay, simplification step 1 has been completed. Cool. All right, well, that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm going to go take it easy. But I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow at some point, probably in the morning, my time, so Eastern time, morning. So hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I go live tomorrow. Also, yeah, if you want to support me and my work, you could purchase one of my Udemy courses. You can also purchase one of my games. That would be a great help, since I do not have a job. But if you can't financially support, that's totally fine. You could support me by subscribing, liking, and watching my videos. So thank you in advance, and also be on the lookout within the next, like, the C# course release is imminent. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for your support. And thank you, Whitefinch. Thank you, Lucas. And thank you to everyone else who may be lurking. And I'll see you in the next stream. All right. Take it easy, everyone.